The first Omen is the latest sequel to a long-standing horror franchise, following the example of other series like Halloween or The Exorcist that have received modern reinventions and expansions. The first Omen is directly connected to the series and serves as a prequel to the original The Omen. The first Omen's ending leads straight to the events of the first film in the series and serves as an unexpected explanation of Damien Thorne's birth parents. In the process, the first Omen quietly makes a lot of changes to the lore established in the original film. This includes retconning Damien's mother and the circumstances of his birth, as well as introducing a new wrinkle in the form of a twin sister. The first Omen also steadily reveals the surprising group that's behind the events of the series, and why they worked to create the Antichrist. Here are the biggest twists and turns in the first Omen and how they set up further sequels in the Omen franchise. Margaret gives birth to Damien and his sister in the first Omen's ending. Nell Tiger free as Margaret against the poster for the first Omen 2024 custom image by Yider Chacon. The ending of the first Omen reveals that Margaret has been the intended mother of the Antichrist all along, leading to the film's climax where she gives birth to Damien and his twin sister. For much of the first Omen, Margaret and Father Brennan work under the assumption that Carlita is intended to be used as the mother of the Antichrist. Margaret seeing the mark of the beast on the roof of her mouth seems to confirm this. However, their investigation reveals Margaret is a child of Satan and is the true target of the plan to birth the Antichrist. These revelations throw Margaret's entire life, and much of the film's backstory, into question, including the visions she experienced as a child and Cardinal Lawrence's long-standing affection for her. Margaret ends up giving birth rather suddenly in the film, delivering twins. The boy is heralded as the Antichrist, as the previous attempts to sire him had all resulted in failures. In the end, the conspiracy takes away the infant Damien and leaves a wounded Margaret and her baby daughter to die. This explains why they were never mentioned in the original film. Margaret's past and the Church's role in creating the Antichrist. Similar to Carlita and her own children, Margaret was born on the 6th of June at 6 a.m., which is considered in universe to be a sign of the devil. The first Omen reveals that the devil had been attempting to sire a mortal heir, but kept failing to produce Antichrist. Instead, the idea became to force one of the devil's other offspring like Margaret or Carlita to mate with the devil, which could then produce the Antichrist. It's a dark and horrifying turn of events and explains much about Margaret's mysterious past as an orphan raised by the Church. One of the biggest twists in the first Omen is the motivation behind the birth of Damien. It turns out there is a secret faction of the Catholic Church who, fearing their waning power in the world, decide to assist Satan in his mission. Their intention is to arrange for the Antichrist's rise as a means of terrifying the public, which could then spur them to return to the Church. Sister Sylvia, Luz Valles, and Cardinal Lawrence are all part of this conspiracy. It's a horrifying turn, with their plans undercut by the other films in the series.